Yeah,
fighting was growing, and so it is interesting, kind of that maybe was Bellator missing some opportunities to grab onto some of that market share, even if UFC was the one that was kind of leading it.
100%, 1,000%. Because even though they're different organizations, and I think Bellator, of course they used the coronavirus, a pandemic, and which the whole world right now, if you order a t-shirt offline and it takes an extra 2 weeks, all they got to say is, well, it's COVID.
Oh, it's crazy. Everything.
It's like, it's like we were saying, like you can go freaking rear end somebody, be like, oh man, I'm sorry, dude, COVID, and
I got
COVID,
coronavirus.
it's like coronavirus. So it's like everybody can use that, and not to downplay the disease, but people can use coronavirus right now as an excuse for anything. And,
I told a girl I couldn't get an erection. I was like, I got
coronavirus. Exactly.
Coronavirus in my penis. She's like, damn,
just nervous about coronavirus. I had somewhere else. But
she was a nice girl too, actually, man. She fucking took care of me for like 2 weeks, hoping it would get better, and it didn't. I was like, oh damn, maybe it wasn't coronavirus.
She brought you soup.
Yeah, it might just be erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is interesting to see how they haven't maybe haven't picked up a lot of or just haven't grown their own business, and maybe they have. I don't know, but you didn't feel like they were.
No, they have, and they have grown, and they've built, and that was the thing about it. Like I was content too, and I said this. I knew I was probably going to make a change, but I would have been happy as well getting a really great offer from Bellator and retiring there and doing all that, and maybe that was true. Maybe it was just a little bit of negotiation tactic, but there was part of me that said, man, I cared about those guys. I cared about building that organization. That organization is not who they are without my fights with Eddie Alvarez.
Oh man,
Benson Henderson, me losing to Will Brooks, and then losing.
Who was that Pigskin guy you lost to? What was that guy's name?
Pigskin?
No, what was his nickname? Punch Dog or something.
Pitbull.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know who it was.
Yeah,
but,
something like that. Exactly.
Did you feel bad? Were you bummed that you didn't get to fight him again before you left?
No, and that's the beautiful thing about it. I've never really, I'm not about, because to me it's not the person, and trust me, there's no more animosity that I've ever had with any of my opponents than him, because he's made some baseless claims about me using PEDs and just this kind of silly stuff that has no, there's no.
And he has a brother that does it. He has like a stunt double or something, like a twin brother.
Yeah,
that's insane.
For sure. And they're both from Brazil. They, if anything, they probably have dabbled. And it's like, so I'm not really worried
some
about
laced
it.
fucking papaya down there. I'm
exactly.
Sure.
So we had some, our interactions where we don't really like each other, but to me, I'm like, I don't need to get that one back. I don't care. The funny thing is, I'm in a much better position right now, getting ready to fight. I'm one degree of separation away from fighting for the UFC title. I will be UFC champion by July of 2021. So you think I'm worried about his little self? And how disgruntled he is. He's not happy about his contract. He's not happy about his promotion or where he's at or what he's doing. He's just an unhappy person, and he wanted to throw shade at me because he has a scarcity mindset whereas I have an abundance mindset.
Wow.
And it's very important to distinguish the two. A scarcity mindset says, because you are having success, that is going to take away from the success that I could possibly grab, because there's a pie and there's only so much of it. Man, there's an abundance of money, there's an abundance of success, there's an abundance of impact out there for you to grab, and your success does nothing to take away from my success that I'm allowed to have or able to have. And there's a lot of people
that's
out there
huge,
like
man.
that.
And I've struggled with that in my own success, like getting more successful and then getting scared, and operating from a place of fear.
Man, it's very, and it's the wounds of our past, the stories that we've told ourselves. Man, I've told myself so many stories inside my head where I would just sabotage myself and give myself permission to lose instead of permission to win, permission to be successful. I grew out of it after college, luckily, but I just underperformed so much in college that I said, man, I got to stop this. I got to figure something out. I got to take extreme ownership of what's going on in between these years. Like, you are what you are and where you are because of what has gone into your mind and the stories and the myths and the trends that you tell yourself over your 30-year life, your 40-year life, your 15-year-old life, whatever it may be. And man, you gotta kick that in the teeth.